Hello. In this installment video, we will be discussing multiple list view components on one Lightning page. Up till now, all the videos that we've seen have involved one component on the page, and we've discussed all the different capabilities and functions for that component. What we're going to do today is talk about multiple components on the page. If you go to list views example 7, you will see that the account list view and the contact opportunity list view components are being displayed on the same page. And these components, we have configured them so that in the account list view example, only the accounts are available, account list views are available to be displayed, and for the contact opportunity, only the contact and opportunity. I've also pinned the two list views that I want to display and show you. So if we were to refresh this particular page, those particular list views automatically come up and the data is displayed. What's nice about having multiple components is that we can filter one component based on selections in another component. The components talk to each other. So for example, if we have the accounts up and we select Burlington Textiles Corporation, on the right side, you'll notice that the contacts that are displayed are now only for Burlington Textiles Corporation. If we were to add, say, Grand Hotels Resorts, the filter would change accordingly. So as you can see there, only those 3 contacts are now available to view. And what we can then do, of course, is select one or all of these and select an action to be performed. Of course, if using list views for many different things, it makes sense to build out these actions and create them based on specific user business use cases. How this particular communication happens is inside of the attributions for the particular page. So if we go across to the settings setup and we click on edit page, we will come to the Lightning App Builder, which will show both of these components. If we click on one of these components, in this particular case the account list views, the attributes that we're really interested in there are 2. There's the joined field name and there's the use message channel. The use message channel is an attribute which is by default set to true, and it should very seldom be set to false, only in very specific use cases outside of this discussion. The joined field name is the field name on the object which is looked up on. So in this particular case, the account doesn't have a joined field name because we're not looking up on the account list view. We're actually going to be looking for contacts and opportunities in this other list view. And so the joined field name for this particular component on the account list view side is empty. On the contact opportunity list view side, you'll notice that the joined field name is account ID. And of course, when you select an account, what's going to happen is the ID of that account gets passed through to the contact opportunity list view, and that ID is compared against the particular field name that has been set in here. So in this particular example, it is the account ID field name, and it uses that as the lookup. It finds those particular records and they get displayed. So if we go back here, you can see these 2 list views and they work fairly well. If we deselect all of them, obviously the contact opportunity list views goes back to the list view itself, displaying the data that is presented based on the list view filters themselves. Remember, of course, that when I select Burlington Textiles Corporation. Not only is it looking for those contacts that are in Burlington Textile Corporation, but it also applies the filters for that particular list view. So if there was a filter on this list view where the phone number was slightly different or the title was slightly different, Jack Rogers would not show up. So that's 2 components. We can even move it to 3 components. And list views example 8 does that. What we have here is the account list views, contact list views, and case list views. And so what we've got is a situation where we can select the particular account, and it gives us all those contacts, and then we can select a particular contact, and it will give us that contact's cases. Of course, we can select multiple of these, and the information would change accordingly. And then the idea here again is that you can select whatever cases you're interested in, and you can select an action to be performed against those cases. This is really geared towards setting up business cases so that people can easily filter down information that they need and get to the data that they need quickly in order to perform actions on that data. If we go to the Lightning App Builder, we can see that the information, the attributes that we've set are identical in this case to what they were before. The joined field name for the account is blank. The contact list view, the joined field name is account ID. And then for the case list view, it is contact ID, which of course makes sense because we're looking at the cases for that particular contact. You will notice that in this particular case, the case list view has use message channel set to false. This is one of the few use cases when we have 3 or more components where using the message channel is not desirable. When we select any cases on this list view, we don't want those IDs passed through to any of the other components for evaluation. This is kind of the final list view that needs to be set in order for us to start making decisions and performing actions. So in this particular case, the use message channel is not desired. So that's all for today, and we hope you get building with multiple components.